Hey guys, let's talk about the season 5 finale or Christmas special of Downton Abbey. It was okay. I mean, it was fine, but it was nowhere near as emotionally explosive as ones in the past. I mean, in the past we've had deaths and we've had births of babies with deaths, and this one just kind of felt okay. There was nothing really pressing. I mean, there was a little bit of a scam to try to retrieve a letter so that they could save the Prince of Wales some embarrassment. But, that was really the big disguise that was going on in this episode. We had a little bit more of Lady Mary being wooed by her two gentlemen, that being Lord Gillingham and I believe Charles Blake. And, I get to that point where I'm kind of bored with this now. I mean, we did find out that Blake will be the heir to his cousin's fortune at some point. So he really is rich and he really will come into a wealthy fortune, even though he's sort of played up that he's like a middle class a gentleman who, snubs his nose at all these rich folks. But, that coming out wasn't that huge of a reveal in terms of any, Lord Gillingham is the one who tells the secret, and more so that he can sort of have him be on the same equal playing field with him, so that I guess when this battle to win Lady Mary's heart finally gets down to business, may the best man win. But at this point, I'm kind of bored with it. I mean, enough already. Let's see who she chooses and move on. Other than that, we had Lady Mary's mom's aunt showed up in this episode, which is always fun. I believe that she's played by Shirley MacLaine, and she was a hoot. And then she brought her son, played by Paul Giamatti, who was a great addition to this episode. And it was just really fun to see them bring the Americans to this English way of living, and how less formal they are in so many different ways. I thought the scene when Paul Giamatti's character went to meet the Prince of Wales, and he introduced himself with his name, and the prince was like, "That's not my name. Why are you introducing myself as you?" And it was just hilarious because, they're so formal that him saying his name, which was Harold Levinson, he was like, "Hi, Harold Levinson," and he's like, "That's not my name," and he's like, "No, that's my name," and he's like, "Well, why would you introduce myself as you?" It was just like, it was quite funny. And I thought, he brought a nice touch with, I believe her name was Poppy. And, her dad was trying to woo his mom because, of course, she's got money, and and he was aware of it. And he actually had a liking to Poppy and didn't really see her as being like a gold digger like he saw her father being. And they had some really nice, cute scenes together, and he was very charming, and he brought some good humor to the episode. But, all in all, the episode was just okay. Like, Lady Edith is obviously regretting her decision to leave her child overseas. And at the very end of the episode, she makes a plan with the farmer who lives on their estate to raise the child. And they're going to keep this a secret between the two of them. And, so that'll be interesting moving forwards. But everything else was just okay. I mean, of course, Mr. Barrows is always up to no good, and he's always trying to find out what's going on in the house when he's not around. And he's pretty much been blackmailing one of the other ladies' maids to give him information. And when she's refusing to do it, he keeps lording this stuff over her head. And finally, she's standing up for herself, which is good. And then, of course, we also saw Mr. Barrows, being jealous of the fact that he still has to, I guess, be a footman to, what's his name? The other gentleman on the show who's been living there because his wife died, and, they have a child there. And, of course, they've accepted him as their own. But he also has a hard time accepting the fact that he's considered, I guess, royalty. Not really royalty, but he's a step up from the people that lived downstairs because he married into the family. And even him wanting to bring one of his lady friends over to the house was sort of made into a big deal, which really shouldn't be, because it's not like he has forgotten about his ex-wife who passed away. It's just, he's got to move on. So, that storyline was going on. And then, of course, we had the aftermath of Bates killing Gillingham's footman, or shall I say valet. And Mrs. Hughes found the train ticket in his jacket pocket, which showed that he went to London the same time when the gentleman died. And so, of course, she believes that he killed him. But she also believes that he shouldn't have to pay for the crime, because what the man did was so horrific that the loss of him isn't as grave as what, will happen to Mr. Bates, which is death, and, probably be hung because of him killing this gentleman. And, of course, Lady Mary also found out but vowed to, keep the secret, and she threw away the train ticket because, again, Bates helped them out in a big way by finding this letter that this gentleman was going to blackmail the prince with. And, so I think she understands that sometimes we do things because we have to, and to protect our family and to protect our loved ones. And, at the end of the day, she knows that Bates loves their family and will do anything for them. And she loves Anna as well. So, that was nice that she decided to let it go. But all in all, it was just kind of a quiet Christmas special. And we'll see what happens when the show comes back in next season. So let me know what you thought of it, if you were blown away by this Christmas special. I wasn't. But again, that's the thing with Downton Abbey. It's a very quiet, subtle show. But sometimes they know how to whack you over the head with a big wallop and shock you. But this episode didn't really do that. So it was just an okay Christmas special. All right, guys, that's been my review of Downton Abbey, and I will see you when the show returns in the new year.